What is going on, guys? Welcome back to M Traders. My name is Mando, and today we're going to be talking about natural gas and what I think it's going to happen. I'm going to go over some of the points that I talked about last week on my previous video, and I'm going to talk also about what I think it's going to keep doing, in the future, as well as, what trends am I looking for? What are the main things that I look for when to either buy long or buy short when it comes to trading natural gas. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and I will see you shortly. So again, guys, welcome back. So if you haven't followed me Stock Tweets and Twitter, make sure you do so right over here. There you go. Right over here. Go ahead and go to Stock Tweets, go to Twitter, start following me. That's where I post some of my ideas when it comes to closing and opening positions. But also the main one that I use when it comes to sharing my thoughts or talking to other people is my Discord group. So just go to the description down below. Click on that link that says Discord. It's going to take you right to my server, and you're going to be able to talk to other traders. So with no further ado, let's get started. So if you guys saw my video last week, I did say that my target was about 1.9. That was where we're going to be topping off based on fundamentals, based on price action, but we actually fell about 1 cent short from my price target. However, I was closing positions throughout the week and buying dips and such, but I was posting that mostly in my Discord group and some of them also on my Twitter and Stock Tweets feed whenever I was going long or short. In this case, I actually went long towards the end of the day. On Friday, I swung about a small position. I only swung like 20 contracts of UNG, but what I'm expecting a rally this week based on fundamentals. So we're going to go over to the HFIR weather website. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the weather looks like. So again, this is the HFIR weather website. This is the one that I use. It's only 150 bucks a year. So that's a year, not a month, a year. So it's actually pretty good pricing. So if you want to get a head start on how to trade natural gas, even if you don't know how to read the weather models, it kind of gives you commentary on every run, what every run is saying, right? So it gives you basically the 1 to 5 day, the 6 to 10, the 10 to 15, and the 16-day forecast. It gives you kind of an idea of what the weather looks like when it comes to consumption of natural gas based on weather models. So even if you don't know, it kind of tells you what it is. So I always read it, and then I kind of go over it in my own opinion and see what is it doing, if I do agree what the commentary says, and I go from there. So right now we do see an increase of cooling day degrees. If you guys saw my video last week, I did saw that on 5/29 we were below 7.5. Now we actually gained those back. We recovered some of those CDDs, and also our CDDs are increasing. We are almost at the 10 level mark, and of course the more TDDs or means that the cooling day degrees are increasing based on weather. So I'm looking for hotter weather to kind of have a higher consumption. The 1 to 5 day, in my opinion, it actually looks I want to say about 90% bullish, because the Texas side has like a little cold front kind of hovering in that area, and Texas is one of the biggest consumer of natural gas. So the 6 to 10 day, it actually looks quite bullish. I want to say about 95% bullish to 100%. And the 10 to 15 day, it actually looks also about 95% to 100% bullish, in my opinion. So I do expect some type of a gap up, and then continuation throughout the week. But always remember that there's going to be some level of resistance that at this point I do not know what that level of resistance is. Based on technicals, I would say again around 1.89, and then we will have to see how much we will drop from there based on what's going on, because production cuts doesn't seem to be increasing, so that's kind of a concern to me. So if production cuts are not increasing, kind of becoming more neutral or even gaining more production, that's going to hinder the prices of natural gas. Also, LNG exports doesn't seem to be increasing either, so that's also something to look at. But something on the bullish side is we having more bullish weather. We are also having an increase on industrial activity. So all the retailers, like the clothes, like the Kohl's, the the Macy's, the TJ Maxx's, all those places are starting to open. Also, non-essential manufacturers are also going to start opening their doors to start producing. And everything that that happens when it comes to opening stores, guess what? You're going to start consuming more electricity, which is going to create more demand for natural gas for power burn companies to produce more electricity. Right, so those are the main things that I'm looking for. Cut it short, I am bullish natural gas. Again, it moves in waves, so you gotta know when to step out. You gotta make sure you have your stop losses set. I cannot stress how important it is for you guys to have stop losses. In case it doesn't go your way, it's better not to backhold. A lot of people have FOMO, which is the fear of missing out, thinking that if they sell, they might miss out on that 20-30% pump. But also, you might miss on that 20 to 30% dump if you are on UGAZ, right? So you might miss that big loss, but you might also miss that big win. But the thing is, if you stick to your plan, 9 times out of 10 is going to go your way and you're going to be more happy. You got to consider your risk to reward ratio. So what is your risk? What is your potential for reward? Is it manageable to have a big risk? In your opinion, I mean, you kind of have to ask yourself those questions. What do I think the natural gas is going to do, or whatever equity or commodity you're trading? Is if it's not going your way, I mean, why backhold? A lot of people like to backhold positions, and it's very important to make sure you have that stop loss set. I have my stop loss. I had I jumped into UGAZ a couple of times, and I had my stop loss. Thankfully, I was able to evade a 20% loss on UGAZ, 20 to 30% loss on UGAZ, because I have my stop losses set. And then towards the end of the week, I actually bought UNG calls on Friday. I bought UNG calls for this week because I was expecting more bullish weather, and also I was expecting the industrial market to kind of open up. So the more industries that are open, not more non-essential businesses that are open, the more consumption is going to create. So my thoughts for today, I think we might have resistance again about 1.89, and I will reassess the situation. I will share my thoughts on social media, so make sure you start following me on social media, and we'll go from there. So hopefully you guys do like this video, and remember to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you click the subscription button first, and then that notification bell, and I will see you guys next video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this and have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. See ya.